Swimmers, please clear the pool. There should be no one in the pool. The warm-up finished 2 minutes ago. Please, out the pool. Thank you, fellas. Jackie will just run through the health and safety before we get underway.
So if I could have your attention before the commencement of session 2 for the health and safety announcement. So in the event of an emergency, a siren will sound and staff will direct you to the nearest exit. Please ensure you keep all fire exit areas clear. Take a look around and check where your nearest exit is. There should be no glass items or outdoor footwear on poolside. Swimmers on leaving poolside should dry off and wear appropriate dry clothing and footwear. The stairways must be kept clear. There are to be no mobile phones in the changing rooms, toilets or shower areas. Anyone wishing to take photographs or videos, the forms are available at the spectator entry desk at the top of the stairs at the back of the spectator area, and videos cannot be posted on unsecure club websites but may be posted on secure club websites. You are asked when filming to focus as much as you reasonably can on your own swimmer and ensure that any videos or photography taken is not posted on social media websites without the permission of those appearing in the same. So good afternoon and welcome to session 2 here in East Kilbride of the West District Long Course Championships. This is weekend 2. Warm welcome to those of you joining us on live stream and spectators in the spectator gallery. Warm welcome to our swimmers and their support staff, as well as all of our volunteers supporting this meet, not only as technical officials but also behind the scenes. So my name is Jackie Smith, and alongside me this afternoon will be Robert Taylor, leading you through the afternoon's program. We will be starting with 400-meter freestyle for both the female 15 and over and the male and open 15 and over categories. So we have, as we've said earlier, event 202 for our male and open 15 and over has been reseeded. There are now 3 heats of that event, rather than 4 as shown on the start sheets that would have been available on the website. We've also done similarly for event 204, so instead of 4 heats there will now be 3. Those amended start sheets were available to clubs, and there may well be copies still down at the recorder's desk if you wish one. So I'll introduce you to our senior role officials for the afternoon. Our starters are Lindsay Hamilton and Ed McCarty. And our referees this afternoon are Fiona Sinnott and Elizabeth Fitzsimmons.
First event is the girls 15 over 400 freestyle. Hopefully the ladies are just coming to the starting platforms. 5 heats. So heat number 1. So we should have swimmers in lanes 1 to 5. We've actually got swimmers in 2 to 6. So timekeepers, just be aware that that might be a wee mistake on the swimmer's part as we get underway. In lane 2 will be Keris McCrindle. In fact, in lane 2, I think it's Zara Dunn from City Glasgow. So I'll just try and make out the caps as we come down. In lane 2, the City of Glasgow swimmer with a City Glasgow cap should be Zara Dunn. Yellow cap of Cumbernauld in 3, Jamie Steventon. In lane 4, East Kilbride's Hannah Jimison. In lane 5, Emma Imrie from South Ayrshire. And we suspect in lane 6 is Keris McCrindle, also from South Ayrshire, who I think should be in lane 1. So judges, just can you check that that is the case? It very much looks that that has happened. Easy mistake to get us underway. So Keris McCrindle is actually swimming in lane 6. It's one of the outside lanes, an easy mistake for the swimmer to make. So nice start from Jamie in lane 3. She's got an entry time of 5:07:20. Either side, Zara Dunn in lane 2, Hannah Jamieson in lane 4. Having a good contest for second at the moment. They have entry times fairly similar, 5:14 for Zara, 5:12 for Hannah. Jamie with an entry time of 5:07:20, and she's out probably just a little bit over that pace at halfway, 2:30, 2:31. East Kilbride lass, Hannah Jamieson, 2:40:43. Roughly 8 seconds further back, and a couple of seconds or so behind Hannah is Zara. Turning in 4th, Emma Imrie, the South Ayrshire swimmer, 2:51:26. She's spacing maybe just a fraction slower than her entry time. And Emma's teammate, Keris McCrindle, coming down towards finishing the halfway mark. Our leader well clear now. On to the final 125 metres or so for Jamie. Leading by roughly 12 seconds. There's roughly 3 seconds between Hannah and Zara. That gap just increased a little bit in that last 50. But our leader comes down with 100 to go. $3:50.99. So we're looking at finish somewhere around the 5:10-ish mark. Just be a few seconds over our entry time. Hannah now turns in second, 4:04.88. Some 14 seconds further back. And around 5.5 seconds behind Zara Dunn. Emma Imrie is now on to her final 100. So our leader coming down to the finish, 25 metres or so to go. It's going to be a fraction over that entry time, I think. A very solid last 100 from her. Might actually get inside. She's actually flying at the death and finishes inside her entry time. Great finish for her. 5:06.85. Coming back in about 75 seconds there. 76 seconds to get inside. Takes quarter of a second off the 5:07.20 entry time. Second place is the Kilbride swimmer Hannah Jimison. 5:25.32. Zara Dunn will complete her race in third place. 5:37.88. Race South Ayrshire, her teammate still in the pool at the moment. And a good solid swim from Emma. 5:49.42. Her teammate Jess McCrindle just completes 350 metres. 6:03.49. Garris's entry time 6:41.87. So give her plenty of encouragement as she gets down to the final 25 metres. And just 15 to go for Garris. And that concludes the race. Pretty near her PB, 6:52.50, just a little bit over her entry time as well.
And we move on to Heat 2, Lane 1, Martha McEachin, Scotia. 2, Charlotte McGavin, Hamilton Baths, and empty Lane 3. 4, Abby McMillan, City of Glasgow. 5, Edith Laidlaw, Dumfries. And 6, Nina Spirit Hawthorne, Inverclyde. So 4 15-year-olds and a 16-year-old here in this heat. The entry times ranging from 4:54 through to 5:03. So we'll see what the swimmers can achieve against those entry times. In this event at the beginning of session 2 this afternoon. So there's not a lot in it at the moment. The advantage lies, I think, with the Hamilton Bath swimmer alongside Martha McEachin, Charlotte McGavin, and Martha McEachin. Charlotte just having the advantage over the Scotia swimmer, but not very far away from them is Abby McMillan, Edith Laidlaw, and Nina Spirit Hawthorne. So 100 metres completed, 1:11.55, and it is the Hamilton Bath swimmer, Charlotte McGavin, leading the field with the advantage, but not much, over Martha McEachin there in lane 1. So going into the turn, and it is now lane 4 who has taken the lead. The City of Glasgow's Abby McMillan ahead of Charlotte McGavin. 1:49 against a 1:50 at that turn. Still 250 metres to go for these girls, however. But the City of Glasgow swimmer Abby McMillan has the advantage. She's about a body length ahead of second place Edith Laidlaw, the Dumfries swimmer there in lane 5, who I think is now just has the advantage over Hamilton Bath's Charlotte McGavin. But Charlotte's regained that as we're going into the turn at the halfway mark. So it's Abby McMillan leading ahead of Charlotte McGavin, and in turn leading ahead of Edith Laidlaw. So as I said, the entry times range from a 5:54. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Start that again. A 4:54 through to a 5:03. Current pacing, we're looking at around the 5-minute mark as the finish time for these girls. As the 16-year-old from City of Glasgow moves away from the field, she's turning now in a 3:04 and turns ahead. So she's got a 4-second advantage ahead of Edith Laidlaw from Dumfries, with Charlotte McGavin in 3rd place. So Abby McMillan's coming down to the halfway mark. I beg your pardon, coming down to 300 meters completed, and has a good lead on the rest of the field. Edith Laidlaw over there in lane 5 is in 2nd place ahead of Charlotte McGavin. Martha McEachin in 4th, and Nina Spirit Hawthorne in behind her. So Abby McMillan turns there in a 3:42.65. 2 lengths, less than 2 lengths to go now for this 400-meter freestyle, the start of session 2 here in East Kilbride. So Abby entered on a 4:54.60. She'll be looking to improve on that this afternoon. So going into the final turn is Abby McMillan. She'll be followed by Edith Laidlaw, followed closely by Charlotte McGavin. So really not much in between the two girls in 2nd and 3rd place, Edith Laidlaw and Charlotte McGavin, but it looks like Edith had a good turn there and is moving away from Charlotte, but our leader has half a length to go. Abby McMillan took this on very early on and has led right through since then. Coming into the closing meters, looking at the clock now, finishing there in a 4:56.66. Battle for 2nd place. Will Charlotte get this, or will it be Edith? And it went to Edith in a time of 5:03.92, with Charlotte McGavin in 3rd place in a 5:03.95.
Third of the 4 heats. In 1, Sarah Maguire from Dumfries, empty lane in 2. Daisy Gildee, City Glasgow 3. Jenny Maguire, Hamilton Baths in 4. Dia Glenn from City Glasgow in 5. Hannah Lindsay, Hamilton Baths, goes in lane number 6. So 2 City Glasgow, 2 Hamilton Baths, 1 Dumfries in this one. Times range from 4:49.17 to 4:53.70. So less than 5 seconds cover of 5 girls. And at the moment, Daisy Gildee, the fastest on entry time in lane 3. Maybe about a body length clear of Jenny Maguire, Thea Glenn, Hannah Lindsay in 4:56. And Sarah Maguire from Dumfries also in touch with those 3 on the far side. 1:08.49 after the first 100. Other girls all separated by barely half a second. Jenny, Thea, Sarah and Hannah. So about maybe 3 to 4 meters advantage that Daisy has, and trying to open up that lead a bit more on the third of the 850s that we do. 1:45.59. So she's got a 3-second advantage over Jenny Maguire. So coming down to the halfway mark, Daisy Gaudet with a nice advantage at halfway, 2:22.43. So very much pacing around her entry time is Daisy. She's got a nice 4-second advantage over Jenny Maguire, the Hamilton Bath swimmer, who is a good body length clear now of the rest of the field. She's in pursuit, but she's got a lot to make up, and at this stage, this looks pretty comfortable for Daisy. So I'm expecting a split round about 3:38 when Daisy comes down at 300. Sarah Maguire making a bit of a move in third place in lane 1. Try and keep in terms with Jenny Maguire, the Hamilton swimmer in lane 4, who's pretty comfortable in second place. Well, Daisy Gaudet, 3:38.69. Expecting a finish somewhere around about 4:53 or thereabouts if she can finish strongly. Jenny Maguire having a good fast finish. She's gone well clear in second place. Anna Lindsay over on the far side, also trying to finish strongly as well. The two Hamilton girls, second and third. Daisy Gaudet out the final turn, 4:15.75. She has almost 5-second advantage over Jenny Maguire. So a nice strong finish would probably get Daisy somewhere around about 4:51. Jenny Maguire comfortable in second. Teammate looks good for third. Anna Lindsay, keep an eye on the clock. Well, Daisy comes in 4:52.54. Just 3 seconds further back was Jenny Maguire, 4:55.64, and her teammate Hannah Lindsay, 4:59.78. All three girls just a little bit over their entry time for this event.
And this is Heat 4 of event 201, 400-meter freestyle, females 15 and over. So it's the last heat of this event, and in lane 1, Erin Ferris, Cumbernauld; 2, Ava Ross, City of Glasgow; 3, Coco Croxford, East Kilbride; 4, Lucy Hunter, Hamilton Baths; 5, Ella Cunningham, City of Glasgow. And 6, Lisa McNair, Stirling Swimming. There's quite a range of entry times here, 4:30 through to 4:48. So let's see what happens to the field after this first 100. They tend to start to spread out, particularly with such a range of entry times. But at the moment, it is lane 3, Coco Croxford leading ahead of Hamilton Bath's Lucy Hunter. But only a slight advantage from Lucy lies with Coco. Watch these two swimmers as they come into the turn after the first 100. Coco turns first, 105.42, a 106.20 for Lucy. And in third place at that turn is Cumbernaulds' Erin Ferris. So down to the turn after 150, and it's the East Kilbride swimmer now moving firmly into the front of the field, ahead of Hamilton Bath's Lucy Hunter. And lane 6 in third place, Stirling Swimming's Lisa McNair moved herself up through in that last 50 metres. But it is Coco Croxford leading ahead of Lucy Hunter. In turn, leading ahead of Lisa McNair as they come down to the halfway mark. Ava Ross in fourth place just has the advantage over Erin Ferris and Ella Cunningham. Coco Croxford, 2:12.64. She has some 5 seconds advantage over Lucy Hunter. Swimming in different age groups. Lucy's 16, Coco in the 17 and over. Lisa McNair also in the 16-year-olds in third place. But our top 3 are pretty spread out as we go up to the turn at 250. See Coco Croxford, 2:47. Lucy Hunter turning now, 2:52. So a 5-second advantage to our leader. Lucy will be doing all she can to try and close that gap. Very close entry times for both of the girls on paper, but Coco is dominating this afternoon. She'll come into the turn 300 meters, 3:23.03. So we're some 15 seconds faster than Heat 3. Lucy Hunter, 3:29. And it is Stirling Swimming's Lisa McNair in third, 3:34.65. As Coco heads up to the final turn of this event for her at the start of this afternoon. Turning there, 3:58. Lucy's just going into the turn now. 4:04 for her, and it's Lisa will turn next. It's 4:11. I think that will be your 1, 2, and 3. Not enough pull left to make any difference to our swimmers. To make any difference to those placings, but our swimmers in behind Lisa. So in comes Coco Croxford, the East Kilbride swimmer, finishing there in a time of 4:32.45. Lucy Hunter finishes second, 4:39.14. And third place belongs to lane 6, Lisa McNair, Stirling Swimming, in a time of 4:47.25.
So this is a second event, event 202. Boys 15 and over 400 free. Reseeded, so we've now just got 4 heats. N1, Avon Dutton from Ren 96. 2 is Luke Glenn, City Glasgow. 3, Kel Sanderson, South Ayrshire. 4 is Angus Woods from Kintyre. 5, Archie Johnson, Western Bartonshire. So coming down after around 75 metres, it's that white cap of Kintyre. Angus Woods had a good swim this morning. A nice PB in that 200 breaststroke. He's gone out nice and strongly. He's the only 15-year-old, others are all 16 in this one. And gone out pretty steadily, 107.60. Got about a second advantage over Avid Dotton. Kel Sanderson in third, with Luke Glenn in fourth. Times in this one, 4:46 to 4:58, so 4:59.9. Our early leader has gone out very strongly indeed. Angus is the second fastest in this one, 4:52.57. Roughly a 37, so .74 would bring him in somewhere around the low 220s halfway. If that's the case, every chance of a nice wee PB for a lad from Kintyre. Consistent performer when he comes to district events. Very rarely puts a foot wrong. Does swim very consistently, always in the medal contention. A nice start in this one, 2:21.43. 3 lads almost in a line. In lane 1, Avid Dotton, Luke Glenn in 2, Kel Sanderson in 3. Kel the fastest on entry times. He might just have got himself into second. Don't discount Archie Johnston, Western Bartonshire. He's within reach of those 3 swimmers as well in lane 5. But the Kintyre lad going extremely well now. 2:58.38. Again, another steady 37. So pacing round about the 74 mark. So expect somewhere around 3:35 when he hits the turn at the bottom end here. That should get him comfortably inside 4:50. This is the one where you've got to just keep that leg kick and arm action going. Don't slow down too much. Leave plenty to finish strongly. 3:35.27. Well, it's like clockwork for Angus, doing really well here. And it's all pretty tight behind. Avid just has gone ahead of the other 3 lads. Archie Johnson trying to find something over in lane 5 to put in a challenge for the minor places. But it's all about the time here for Angus. Let's keep our fingers crossed he can improve his time by maybe about 5 seconds. 3:35, well, that's around about 36, so in every chance a really strong finish could get him pretty close to 4:44 here. 4:44, 4:45 would be a cracking time. Flying down the final stretch is Avid Dotton from Ren 96. He's certainly going to take second, but this is a fantastic swim from the Kintyre lad. He's flying even faster than I thought he was going to be. 4:43.49. What a great time. Well done, Angus. Great swim for that 400. Second place. Nice swim from Avid. Nicely inside his entry time. Takes a good 4.5 seconds virtually off that time. 4:55.54. And Angus Johnston, 4:58 entry time. You can't get any better than your same entry time. Well done.
Move on to Heat 2. Lane 1 is Joe Crawford, Scotia. 2, Cameron Hamill, North Ayrshire. 3, Ali Hattab, Dumfries. 4, Oliver Jones, Inverclyde. And we have empty lanes 5 and 6. So it's the Inverclyde swimmer, Oliver Jones, who will lead the field in at the first turn after 50 metres, 30.69 for him. Followed by Joe Crawford and Ali Hattab. So entry times here, 4:40 to 4:45. Competing in 2 different age groups, 16 years and the 17 and over. Leading in the field into the turn after 100 metres. Lane 4, Oliver Jones, there in a 1:06.12. A little bit faster than what we saw just a moment ago. And continuing to lead, the Inverclyde swimmer, Oliver Jones. He entered on a 4:41. Certainly at the moment on target to come in underneath that. So he's going to lead the field into the turn at the halfway mark. We'll do so ahead of Dumfries' Ali Hattab. In turn, leads ahead of Scotia's Joe Crawford. There we go, 2:17 exactly at the halfway mark for the Inverclyde swimmer. Ali Hattab in behind him still. Joe Crawford in lane 1 in taking up 3rd spot as they go into the second half of the 400-metre freestyle. Turning first, maintaining his lead, Oliver Jones. There's a 4-second lead over second place, Ali Hattab. And in turn, 7-second lead over third placed Joe Crawford. Cameron Hamill beginning to make a move and certainly coming up onto the toes of Joe Crawford. They're in lane, Joe swimming in lane 1, Cameron lane 2, but it is Inverclyde's Oliver Jones who continues to dominate here. 300 metres completed in a 3:29. And he's got less than 75 metres to go now. Going into the final turn. Nobody's going to catch him. It's all about here, I think, going to be about third place and whether Cameron Hamill can do anything to rein in Joe Crawford for that third place position as Oliver turns and heads for home. Ali Hattab turns and heads for home. Joe Crawford has turned. There's just over 2 seconds between him and fourth place Cameron Hamill. But Cameron's having a go at Joe Crawford there for third place. as Oliver Jones comes down to the closing stages of his 400 meters, and he finishes that in a time of 4:36, well inside his entry time. Second place will go to Ali Hattab, and third place is still being fought for, but it looks like Cameron Hamill has the advantage going into the closing stages. And it is Cameron Hamill of the North Ayrshire who takes third place there in a time of 4:52.11. Ali Hattab finished at a 4:45.22.
Our 38, Clark Maitland-Gill, Inverclyde in lane 1. Cole Murphy, City Glasgow 2. Soren Hudson-Young, Stirling Swimming 3. They're all 16. 18-year-olds in the other 3 lanes. Finlay Cunningham, round 96.4. Callum Trainer, Stirling Swimming in 5. Finlay Watson, East Kilbride in lane 6. 4:34.6. for both the guys in lanes 3 and 4, due to 4:40.4. So 6 seconds on paper. A pretty level start. 2 guys in the middle, along with Finlay Watson over in lane 6. So very little between them. Finlay Watson in 6, maybe just ahead. No, it's all pretty tight, but 32 seconds will cover them at the 100. Results of the girls 400 free. Bronze medal in the 15-year-olds, Sarah Maguire from Dumfries. Silver medalist, Hamilton Bass, Jenny Maguire. And a gold to City Glasgow's Daisy Gilday. And the 16-year-olds, Ella Cunningham, City Glasgow, bronze. Stirling Swimming's Lisa McNair, silver. And Hamilton Bass, Lucy Hunter, is the gold medalist. 17 overs. Anna Lindsay, Hamilton Bass is bronze. Erin Ferris, Cumbernauld, silver. And gold to East Kilbride's Coca Croxford. Now lane 2, Cole Murphy takes it up. Over in lane 6, still well there, Finlay Watson and Soren Hudson-Young. In lane 3, in third place. Cole out in a 2:15.03. 2 seconds cover the first 3 though. Fourth place in lane 4, Finlay Cunningham with a wee bit to do to get back on terms with those 3. At the moment, Cole Murphy going pretty well in 2. Finlay Watson over on the far side, trying to stick with him. The City Glasgow swimmer at the moment, increasing that advantage quite significantly. The other 2 guys over 3 seconds further back. This has been a really good third 100 for Cole Murphy, sprinting clear. So coming down with 100 to go. All done and dusted just about. Very good third 100 for Cole. 3:23.91. So looking at a finish time, probably just a little bit inside 4:31. A little between the other 2 fellas, Soren Hudson-Young and Finlay Watson. Now Cole Murphy coming up to the turn with 50 to go. 3:58.53. Finish time likely to be pretty close to his entry time, 4:34.72. Likely to be maybe a couple of seconds or so inside that. Finishing strongly in lane 2, Son Hudson Young. This City of Glasgow swimmer totally dominating this one. It's a little bit over the 4:30 mark, but a very solid swim. 4:32.65. Takes a couple of seconds off his entry time. Son Hudson Young, 4:37.61. And third place, 4:42.51. Finlay Watson. Both these guys just a few seconds over their entry time, so solid swims for them as well.
And this is Heat 4 of Event 202. In lane 1, Kyle Connolly, East Kilbride. 2, Andrew Patterson, City of Glasgow. 3, Lewis Nelson, East Kilbride. His teammate, Kai Connolly, goes in lane 4. 5, Jasper Broom, South Ayrshire. And 6, Daniel Hendry, City of Glasgow. So the boys go into the turn after the first 50 metres, and it is lane 4. Kai Connolly, East Kilbride, leading ahead of South Ayrshire's Jasper Broom, and in turn leading ahead of East Kilbride's Lewis Nelson. The boys all very much in touch with each other here as we come down to the turn at 100 metres. The entries times here span from 4:24 through to 4:31. But it is East Kilbride's Kai Connolly who turns first, ahead of South Ayrshire's Jasper Broom, and third place, Andrew Patterson, City of Glasgow. But really nothing between the times there, as we saw on the board. So Kai Connolly leads ahead of Jasper Broom, with 3 boys on the other side, on the right-hand side of them, vying to get up there, and certainly they're up in third place. No change, Kai Connolly, Jasper Broom, and Kyle Connolly now takes on third place. The boys come down to the time at the halfway mark. Watching lanes 4 and 5. Kai Connolly, Jasper Broom, right up alongside each other and leading the field into the turn. Just getting the advantage there was Jasper Broom, 2:12.01, 2:12.23 for Kai Connolly. Third place is Kyle Connolly of East Kilbride in lane 1. So this is still all to play for here. We'll go down to the turn at 250 metres. And taking on the lead now is definitely Jasper Broom, the South Ayrshire swimmer, swimming in lane 5. He will turn first, doing so there in a 2:45.86. He has a 2-second advantage over lane 1's Kyle Connolly, with Kai Connolly in third place. Jasper continues to lead this field. Having the advantage for second place is Kyle Connolly. Kai Connolly is right up there as well, however. He will turn third behind Jasper and Kyle. 3:20.60 for Jasper Broom. 300 metres completed. 100 to go. Good turn there for lane 1's Kyle Connolly. Has water between him and the other swimmers in lanes 2, 3 and 4 for second place. But Jasper Broom, the South Ayrshire swimmer, continues to lead the field. Take them into the final turn with the advantage for first place, 3:55, 3:56. He'll need to be aware of Jasper will need to be aware of the threat coming from lane 1. Kyle Connolly is closing the gap. Jasper's responding and is moving away. Lots of encouragement for Jasper there from his teammates, but it is Jasper Broom who will take this final heat of the 400-meter freestyle this afternoon, doing so in a time of 4:28.62. And then look how close it was for second and third place. Kyle Connolly taking second in a 4:30.58. And Andrew Patterson in third.
Good luck, ladies. Our first of 3 heats of girls 200 butterfly in lane 2 with Rachel Cameron, North Ayrshire. In 3, Ellen Barbary, City Glasgow. And in 4, Mariana Patrick from Stirling Swimming. 2:55 is Ellen's time, 2:58 Mariana and Rachel 3:05. But they all end up in a point something 0, which suggests it's a long course conversion. So don't read too much into those entry times. 37.63. Mariana out smartly. Stirling last. Well, this early stage got quite a good advantage over Ellen and Rachel. Key is not to go out too fast. It's very much about keeping that rhythm throughout the race and leaving plenty in the tank for the final 50 or so. But it's a nice steady start from Mariana. 1:20.82. Ellen turning 4.5 seconds further back, 1:25.32. And virtually 5 seconds further back on her is the North Ayrshire swimmer Rachel Cameron. She's only 15, the other two girls both 16. Mariana out in a 37. Next one was 43, so we'd expect a turn something like maybe 2:06 or thereabouts. Maybe a little bit slower than that as she begins to tire. Is indeed a wee bit slower. 2:08.32, so around about 48. So she will do extremely well to get inside that entry time of 2:58. She's still keeping it together. You can see both arms over together. That's what you're going to do in butterfly. And the leg kick, legs in the same plane. Another two girls behind, also keeping it going. And you want a nice strong finish. Don't breathe inside the final 10 metres if you can. There we are. Fairly soft touch. Round about 2:55, 2:56. We'll wait for that to be confirmed. Ellen will take second on 3:05.71. And Rachel coming in. 3:16.21. Well, I did think it was about 2:55.56. 2:55.68 is the time allocated to Mariana. That's a nice wee PB. Well done to her. We'll just wait for that to be confirmed. That result now disqualification in lane 2 for a technical infraction. No change in a 1-2.
So heat 2 of event 203. Empty lane 1. Lane 2, Neve Quinn, Kintyre. 3, Lucy McGovern, Kingston. 4, Olith Jeffrey, Lanark. 5, Alicia Thompson, Cumbernauld. And an empty lane 6. 15, 16, 17-year-olds competing here. Entry times ranging from, already not much in it, 2:47 through to 2:49. So going into the first turn, and they're all pretty much turning at the same time there, but the advantage lies with lane 3, Lucy McGovern in a 35.32. Olith Jeffrey in behind her in second place. So the 3 girls in lanes 2, 3 and 4 coming down to the halfway mark. Really nothing between them. It'll all be about, I think the advantage does in fact lie with the City of Glasgow swimmer. So that's not right, is it? Lane 3, I beg your pardon. At Kingston's Lucy McGovern. Sorry, misread the cap, the swim cap there. Olith Jeffrey looks like she's now taken this on there in lane 4, ahead of Lucy McGovern and Neve Quinn. And then move down into the final turn of this 200-meter butterfly. And it will be a Lanark's Olith Jeffrey. So 2:03.07. She's just about a 2-second advantage over Lucy McGovern, and Neve Quinn in third place there. Staying in touch certainly with third place is Alicia Thompson, the Cumbernauld swimmer, coming up alongside Neve Quinn. Can Neve hold her at bay? But I think this one belongs to the Lanark's 15-year-old from Lanark, Olith Jeffrey, entered on a 2:48. Very close to that. Let's watch the clock. 2:47 finish time for her. She'll be pleased with that. Kingston's Lucy McGovern coming in second in a 2:49.47. Third place goes to lane 5's Alicia Thompson. He moved through the water really well in the closing stages there to overtake Neve Quinn, who finishes in fourth.
Well, again, not a full house in our butterfly. Just 4 in this one. So we could have probably lost a heat, but nevertheless, we've got in lane 3, Evie Mackey from Lanark. Abigail Crawford, City Glasgow in 4, Orma McCartney. City Glasgow goes in 5, and Leah Rafferty from West Dunbartonshire goes in 6. I think at least 3 of these girls had swims at Edinburgh International last week. I'm sure they all enjoyed themselves. Evie Mackey, I think she was running up to Abigail in the 200 butterfly last year, and Abigail was flying at the end and just caught her. Evie had an earlier swim, and maybe that told, but this is the first one she's got this afternoon. She'll want to make sure she wins this one, 106.04. Abigail, 110.68. And a pretty good start from the 15-year-old on McCartney. Has been really very effective on breaststroke, and her freestyle has been pretty good as well. And nice to see her having a go at the 200 butterfly. Big sister was pretty useful at butterfly as well. So it's maybe in the genes here. No doubt who's going to take this one. Evie Mackey going further and further away, 142.97. Well, it's going to be a pretty respectable time for Evie here. Good contest between the two City Glasgow girls. Can Honor McCandy close on Abigail Crawford? At the moment, answer's no, but she's giving it everything down the final 25 or so. Keep your eye on the clock here for Evie Mackey. Going to be pretty close to the low 220s. Cracking swim from Evie. 221.11. Well done to her. Abigail Crawford takes second on a 2:31.57, and well done to Honor McCartney. No, Honor's 2:31.57. That's a pretty good time for her. On a 2:39.50, so a good 8-second PB. 2:30.26 for Abigail Crawford. Been interested if Coco Coxford had swam this one. She swam really well at Edinburgh last week. 2:56.31 for Leah Rafferty from Westie. Well done, ladies. And a nice wee PB from 2 of the girls there. Next event is the boys 15 and over, 200 metres of butterfly, 3 heats.
We move on to event 204, and we have 3 heats of this afternoon, following reseeding over the lunch break. So this is heat 1, lane 1, Alexander Schmeichek, City of Glasgow. His teammate, Nicodemus Muhlmann, swims in lane 2. Western Bartonshire's Jay McKinnon goes in lane 3. Lane 4 sees Lewis Watson, East Kilbride. 5, Gabriel Stewart, Sterling Swimming, and 6, Max Smith, City of Glasgow. So I'm able to confirm the results for the boys 400-metre freestyle, the 15-year-olds. Let's have a look. Bronze medal goes to Angus Woods, Kintyre. Silver, Andrew Patterson, City of Glasgow. And gold, Jasper Brune, South Ayrshire. 16-year-old boys, bronze medal, Cole Murphy, City of Glasgow. Silver, Lewis Nelson, East Kilbride. Gold, Kyle Connolly, East Kilbride. 17 and over, bronze goes to Finlay Cunningham, Ren 96. Silver, Finlay Watson, East Kilbride. And Kai Connolly's East Kilbride takes gold. 100 metres down, and it is lane 2 in the pool. Nicodemus Muhlmann, who has the lead, 114.84, ahead of the Western Bartonshire's Jay McKinnon. The halfway mark, it's Nicodemus Muleman's Jay McKinnon, and alongside Jay McKinnon, East Kilbride's Lewis Watson are your 1, 2, and 3 as the boys go down to the final turn in this 200-meter butterfly. So our entry times for the boys range from 2:40 to 3:02. So lane 2, Nicodemus Muleman's ahead of Jay McKinnon, and in turn ahead of lane 4's Lewis Watson. As they come down to the closing 25 meters of this 200-meter race, it is Nicodemus Muleman's Jay McKinnon and Lewis Watson pretty much all in a line. It's who can move then. Moving forward, it's East Kilbride's Lewis Watson. He's moved forward ahead of Jay McKinnon. Nicodemus trying to get back up there, or at least alongside Jay to challenge, but he's going to run out of water as first place goes to East Kilbride, Lewis Watson, in a time of 2:40.99. Big improvement on his entry time. Jay McKinnon finishes second in a 2:42.30, and Nicodemus Muleman in third place in a 2:43.94. Disqualification in lane 2 for a technical infraction. Moving lane 1's Alexander Schmeischik, City of Glasgow, into third place in a time of 2:48.49.
So our second heat, Scott Watson, East Kilbride in 1. Finlay Watson, East Kilbride in 2. Could it be a family connection? Probably there is. Jack Borowski from Rain 96 in 3. Regan Shaw, Cumbernauld in 4. Dollan in 5. And Murray Johnston, Rain 96, goes in 6. Oh, very strong start in 4. Regan Shaw from Cumbernauld. Well, might be should be a yellow cap from Cumbernauld, but it might be the green cap they used for a national event last year that he's just wearing. But he's out very strongly indeed, and the first 100 or so got maybe 2 or 3 body length advantage over the 2 Watson boys in 1 and 2, and Jack Borowski from Wren, and teammate Murray Johnston in 6. 109.73 after the 100. Just give you the medalists for the 15-year-olds, for the girls. Lucy McGovern, Kingston, bronze. Lanark's Orla Jeffrey, silver. And gold to City Glasgow's Honor McCarty. 16-year-olds, Cumbernaulds Alicia Thompson. Silver to City Glasgow's Abigail Crawford. Gold to Lanark's Evie Mackey. Silver to Leah Rafferty. And gold to Neve Quinn Kintyre in the 17 overs. Well, it's getting interesting now. They're all coming back at our early leader. Scott Watson looking good in 1. He now takes it up from Regan Shaw. Finlay Watson also in with a sniff. And the 2 Watson boys 1 and 2. It's the younger of the 2. Scott ahead of Finlay. Third, now Jack Borowski. Well, the order is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Murray over on the far side, also trying to get back on terms. He's gone into 4th place as our leader fades completely. There's a very strong finish from Scott Watson. Jack is going to take 2nd. And 3rd place will be Finlay. So Scott takes that in a 2:34.20, 2:34.93 for Jack. Finley 2:36.73. Murray just outside his entry time 2:39.08. And our early leader, Megan Shaw, 2:44.71.
Heat 3 of event 204, lane 1, James Gillis, City of Glasgow. His teammate Cole Murphy swims in lane 2. 3, Ethan Collins, Stirling Swimming. 4, Finley Bennett, Rutherglen. An empty lane 5 and 6, Brodie Lydon, City of Glasgow. And it is lane 3, Ethan Collins from Stirling Swimming, who has taken this early lead. But in fact, I might be, no, it's lane 1. In fact, they're 29 exactly after the first 50 metres. James Gillis from City of Glasgow leading ahead of Ethan Collins. So Ethan now coming up alongside James Gillis. Ethan, I think, is a former national age group championship at this distance and stroke. Turning first there, 104.21, 104.77. So nothing between him and James Gillis. Third place belongs to lane 4, Finley Bennett, Rutherglen. So the boys now into the second half of their race. So Ethan continues to lead, and I think possibly with the advantage for second place. Now the Rutherglen swimmer, Finley Bennett, as James Gillis is now back in third, but it is Ethan Collins of Stirling Swimming continuing to lead a 140.26 at the 150 metres mark. Lane 4's Rutherglen's Finley Bennett leads ahead of James Gillis for second place, with James in third. I think that will be your finish order, although coming up nicely in lane 2, 16-year-old Cole Murphy of City of Glasgow, getting himself up alongside his teammate James Gillis. But in comes Ethan Collins to take this in a time of 2:17.76. Second place goes to Rutherglen's Finley Bennett in a 2:20.30, and third place is taken by Cole Murphy in a time of 2:21.20. Beg your pardon, that's not right. Third place goes to James Gillis in a time of 2:27.06, with a disqualification in lane 2 for a technical infraction.
So on to girls 100 metres breaststroke. First of 6 heats. In 1, we've Niamh Moore, Western Bartonshire. 2, Aveshetti, Rain 96. 3, Lucy McGovern from Kingston. 4, Charlotte Pavlikos Zintag, City Glasgow, Empty Lane in 5, and Lucy McFadden from Kintyre. Oh, so Angus Woods this morning, very useful in his breaststroke. We've got a very good start for Lucy over in lane 6. Also well there in lane 2. Aveshetti with Charlotte Pavlikos Zintag, City Glasgow, well there. It is, I think, so in lane 2. just with the advantage. Cavaschetti. The other end swimmer still maybe a body length clear. Charlotte Pavlikos Zintag over in 4 in second place. Very close for third. Charlotte finishing extremely strongly. She might just snatch this one after all. And she will indeed. Charlotte coming through extremely strongly in the final few metres. Charlotte Pavlikos Zintag takes that in 1:29.02. Second, Cavaschetti, Ren 96, 1:30.53. Was pretty close for third. Lane 3, 1:33.07. Lucy McGovern from Kingston.
And heat 2 of event 205. Lane 1, Lucy Crampin, Sterling Swimming. 2, Alex Shepherd, Cumbernauld. 3, Rachel McGavin, Hamilton Baths. 4, Lucy McLaughlin, Inverclyde. 5, Ella Hood, Helensburgh. And 6, Charlotte Smith, Sterling Swimming. The Inverclyde swimmer, Lucy McLaughlin, who has the early advantage as the girls go down to the turn at the halfway mark. She will lead the field into that turn. Watch the 39.78 for her. Lucy McLaughlin, followed in by Alex Shepherd and Rachel McGavin. It was your 1, 2, and 3 after 50 metres. As we saw just a moment ago, excellent breaststroke swimming coming up through the field, but it's still Inverclyde's Lucy McLaughlin who leads the field. Rachel McGavin now up in second place. Moved ahead of Cumbernaulds' Alex Shepherd, who is in third. Coming into the closing stages now, and it remains Inverclyde's Lucy McLaughlin. Took this on from the start, and the race belongs to her this afternoon in a time of 1:26.51. Second place goes to Rachel McGavin of Hamilton Baths in a 1:28.56. And third place goes to Lucy Crampin of Sterling Swimming in lane 1 in a time of 1:29.28.
Good all-round start from them all. N1, Nina Spirit Hawthorne, Inverclyde. 2, Emma Chambers, Cumbernauld. 3, Hannah Lindsay, Hamilton Bass. 4, Katie Watson, City Glasgow. 5, Alice Jones, South Ayrshire. 1:24 entry times to 1:25, so hardly a second cover. All the swimmers, suspect they're all short course times converted to long course. So going well in lane 2, the Cumbernauld swimmer Emma Chambers. Also well there in 3. Hannah Lindsay from Hamilton Bass, turning in 39.32, almost a second ahead. In third place, not far behind, Inverclyde swimmer Nina Spirit Hawthorne. He's still within striking distance, but the Cumbernauld lass, Emma Chambers, still a good body length clear and still looks pretty powerful down the final 15 metres. Giving it everything, and she's going to take this one. Second place looks to be Hannah Lindsay, Hamilton Bass, and third Nina Spirit Hawthorne from Inverclyde. That will be your 1, 2, 3. Time for Emma, 1:23.34. It's a nice wee PB. Potentially PBs, long course PBs perhaps for Hannah Lindsay, 1:25.24. And Nina takes third, 1:26.90.
Heat 4, lane 1, Jenny Maguire, Hamilton Baths. 2, Olivia Russell, Cumbernauld. 3, Abigail Fagan, N96. 4, Millie Colvin, Dumfries. 5, Megan Ruddy, Hamilton Baths. And 6, Anna Trochenko, City of Glasgow. And it looks like it's Hamilton Baths' Megan Ruddy there in lane 5, who's taken the early advantage as the girls go down to the turn. Megan entered on a 1:22. She does 37:52 for her at the turn, leading ahead of lane 4's Millie Colvin from Dumfries, and in turn ahead of City of Glasgow's Anna Trochenko. It looks like our placings are going to come from lanes 5, 4 and 6 respectively, but let's watch lane 1. Jenny Maguire moving through really nicely, trying to get herself up into the placings in this heat. Of course, the girls are all fighting for medals in different age groups, but our leader is and touches now Megan Ruddy in a time of 1:22.60, taking that ahead of Dumfries' Millie Colvin, and in turn, City of Glasgow's Anna Trochenko.
Must be a plague in lane 5 this weekend. 1, Neve Quinn, Kintyre. 2, Ellen White, Stirling Swimming. 3, Cara White, N96. 4, Molly Irvin Watson, Dumfries. Aforementioned empty lane 5, and 6, Rebecca Strachan, City Glasgow. Molly Irvin Watson off nicely in lane 4. Walks up with her, Cara White and Ellen White in 3 and 2. It's the middle lanes, lanes 3 and 4, pretty close. 800s between them. Cara White, N96, Molly Irvin Watson, Dumfries, Ellen White from Stirling Swimming, all 16 this year. Separated by very little indeed. Molly Irvin Watson in the blue cap, the black cap of N96, very much to the fore here on that white cap of Stirling Swimming coming through late. At the moment it's Cara White with the advantage for Ren. Stirling's Ellen White trying to get into second place. I think she's succeeded ahead of Molly Irvin Watson. Now this is going to be Cara's race. Cara takes it. Ellen takes second, just ahead of Molly Irvin Watson. 1:20.24, 1:22.36 for Ellen, and 1:22.89 Molly Irvin Watson. All pretty close to their entry times.
And this is Heat 6, the final heat of event 205. Lane 1, Katie Towers, Lanark. 2, Amber Hinton, Dumfries. 3, Perry Scobie, Stirling Swimming, with an empty lane 4. 5, Katie Gillis, Renfrew Baths. And 6, Emma Binney, Inverclyde. It's the white cap of Perry Scobie there in lane 3, who has the advantage, taking the field into the turn. He does so ahead of lane 5's Katie Gillis and Emma Binney there swimming in lane 6. So it is Perry Scobie leading. Perry entered on a 1:13.09. Coming through, I think, to possibly take third place now, certainly in lane 2. Dumfries' Amber Hinton. She has third. She's just sitting just behind Katie Gillis. But in the closing stages, she's going to gain the advantage for second place as Perry Scobie finishes there in a 1:16.81, ahead of Amber Hinton in a 1:17.59. And lane 5's Katie Gillis finishes third in a 1:18.71.
Now there were two. And in 2, Sam Hayden, ran 96. Empty lane 3, Leighton Bonner, Inverclyde in 4. First to 6 heats. Then lads entry time 1:23.69, 1:22.80 for Leighton. And Leighton maybe just shades it. White cap of Inverclyde. Just down the road from them. Ran 96's Jack Harden. Leighton with the advantage. Both the lads are 15 this year. Just over a second between them out the turn. Still that gap of probably about a body length now. Leighton has a wee glance over just to see where Sam is. He's still behind him, thankfully he says, so just keep at it, lads, with 15 to go. We're pretty close to their entry time, 1:23 and 1:22 respectively. Sam's coming back very strongly indeed. This is going to be a very tight one. Sam gets this. Or did he? Well, I thought he maybe just stretched. It's 900s. What a great race, lads. 1:21.45 for Leighton, 1:21.54 for Sam. Can't get it much closer than that. Good race, lads.
This is Heat 2, Lane 2, Henry Dewan, Rick Kingston. 3, Ethan Reid, Ren 96. 4, Lewis McCary, Western Bartonshire, and with an empty Lane 5. Just away from the pool for a moment, I'll confirm the results for the 15-year-old boys 200-metre butterfly. Bronze medal goes to Maury Johnson, Ren 96. Silver, Scott Watson, East Kilbride, and gold, Brodie Lydon, City of Glasgow. So going into the turn, it is lanes 2's Henry Dewan, the Kingston swimmer, who will lead the field in, ahead of, he does indeed in a 38.50, ahead of Lewis McCary and Ethan Reid. The results for the 16-year-old boys: 200-metre butterfly, bronze goes to Jack Bukowski, Ren 96, silver Finley Bennett, Rutherglen, and gold Ethan Collins, Stirling Swimming. Back in the pool, and it is still the Kingston swimmer Henry Dewan leading the field, ahead of Western Bartonshire's Lewis McCary. Lewis is coming through really nicely, however, in the closing stages. He's just going to run out of water to catch Henry, however. He is indeed, as the race goes to Henry Dewan, Kingston in a 1:23.43, ahead of Lewis McCary, Western Bartonshire, 1:23.91, and Ethan Reid in third.
Heat 3, Avid Dotan, Ren 96 in 1. Matthew Jack, Renfrew Bass 2. Jack Higney, Cumbernauld in 3. Kaelan Cardle, Stirling Swimming in 4. Martin Romix, Red 96.5, Finlay Maurice Inverclyde in lane number 6. Well, pretty close between Kaelin Cardy in 4, Martin Romex in 5. Just confirm the 17 over butterfly medalist. Bronze, Cumbernauld, Regan Shaw. East Kilbride's Finlay Watson, silver. Gold to City Glasgow's James Gillis. So out the turn, a little between the lanes 3, 4 and 5. Lane 3 now coming through strongly, Jack Higney. Also well there is Kaelin Cardy in 4. Matthew Jack in 2 making a move as well, but at the moment it's a Cumbernauld swimmer, Jack Higney, hanging on here. Kaelin Cardy coming through. It's tight at the end. Kaelin Cardy, a late charge, Jack Higney in 3. Kaelin Cardy might just get this one. Who's going to get it? On to touch. It's lane 3 from 4 and 2, I think. That's how it finished. Jack Higney, 1:17.56, 1:17.63 for Kaelin Cardy, 1:17.78 Matthew Jack.
So this is Heat 4, Lane 1, Blake Herdman, Inverclyde. 2, Brian Fitzpatrick, Western Bartonshire. 3, Logan Moffat, Stirling Swimming. 4, Joe Crawford, Scotia. Empty Lane 5. 6, Brandon Wong, Renfrew Bath. I think it's probably Brandon over there in Lane 6 that has the advantage as the swimmers go into the turn. But swimming nicely as well over this side near me, Lane 1. He's right in behind Brandon there, as we can see from the scoreboard. So Lane 1's Blake Herdman challenging Brandon Wong there. And Blake Herdman now has the advantage, I think, as the boys come down with 25 meters to go. Also swimming nicely is there in Lane 3, Logan Moffat, Stirling Swimming. Sorry, the cap just confused me a little bit. But Brandon Wong holding on to the lead ahead of Inverclyde's Blake Herdman. But in the closing stages, Blake is going to take this, and he does in a 1:15.20 ahead of Renfrew Bath's Brandon Wong in a 1:16.22. And third place goes to Stirling Swimming's Logan Moffat in a time of 1:16.70.
Fifth of the 6 heats. 1, Luke Walling-Smith from Western Bartonshire. 2, Clark Maitland-Gill. Inverclyde in Lane in 3. Lewis Bray, Inverclyde in 4. Daniel Faulkner, Dumfries in 5. Teammate Luke Scott goes in 6. Pretty level at the moment. 1:15 to 1:15.8. So less than a second cover all of 5 swimmers. It's still pretty tight. Luke Daniel Faulkner perhaps in 5, but 700s in it. Luke Walling-Smith in 1, also well there. Coming down with 30 or so to go. Still appears to be Lane 5, Daniel Faulkner. But now Lewis Bray gets to work. Inverclyde swimmer, and Luke Walling-Smith from West D, also flying at the end. The Inverclyde boy looks as though he's got the advantage down the final few meters. Lewis Bray coming through to take this one. Very close for second. Lewis has this one. Luke Scott in 6 will get second, and in Lane 2, Clark Maitland-Gill takes third. 1:17.17, the winning time for Lewis. 1:18.73 for Luke and 1:19:07 for Clark.
And this is Heat 6 of Event 206. It's the final heat, and Lane 1, Craig Hartley, City of Glasgow. Empty lane 2. 3, Lachlan Small, Sterling Swimming. 4, Craig Shaw, Lanark. 5, Kieran Brown, City of Glasgow. And 6, Ian Henderson, Lanark. So just away from the pool in one moment, the girls' 15-year-old 100-metre breaststroke. Bronze medal goes to Nina Spirit Hawthorne, Inverclyde. Silver, Jenny Maguire, Hamilton Baths, and gold, Amber Hinton, Dumfries. So back in the pool, and it is lane 3. Lachlan Small taking the lead, 31.72, ahead of Craig Shaw, and in turn, Kieran Brown. So coming down, there's no change in the leader. Continues to be Sterling Swimming's Lachlan Small, leading ahead of Lanark's Craig Shaw. Craig's turned 17 today, I believe. And it's Lachlan who leads the field in, and he takes this in a time of 1:07.55. Just around his entry time there. Finish time of 1:09.42 for Craig Shaw, and third place goes to Kieran Brown, City of Glasgow, in a 1:15.45. So I'll just finish the results of the 100-metre breaststroke, the event 205. The 16-year-old girls. Bronze medal goes to Cara White, Ren 96. Silver, Emma Binney, Inverclyde. Gold, Katie Gillis, Renthrough Baths. Girls 17 and over. Bronze medal goes to Hamilton Baths, Megan Ruddy. Silver, Katie Towers from Lanark. And gold goes to Sterling Swimming's Perry Scobie. We're due to move on. We're now moving on to event 207. This is the 15 and over 50-metre backstroke. We have 7 heats. So as I was saying a moment ago, we've got 7 heats before it moves over to the turn of the male and open 15 and open, where we have 6 heats of the 50-metre backstroke. So as you can see, the officials are just ensuring that these backstroke starts are in correctly before we commence event 207. So just to remind you, please collect your medals before you leave the venue today. Medals table, as I'm sure you are aware, is over in the far corner, across from the dive blocks. If you do forget, the medals will be sent to you, but preference is that you do collect them, please. Thank you. So this is Heat 1 of Event 207, Lane 1, Mia Loudon, 2, Sophie Brown, 3, Olivia Kershaw Yates, 4, Rebecca Waters, and 5, Lauren Dunlop. Leader at the halfway is Mia Loudon, the North Ayrshire swimmer there in Lane 1, but watch Lauren Dunlop over in Lane 5. She certainly has the advantage for second place. She'll be doing all she can to get herself up there to first. Really tight at the finish, but it goes to Lane 5's Lauren Dunlop of Dumfries in a 34.98, just ahead of Mia Loudon in a 35.31. And third place goes to Western Bartonshire's Olivia Kershaw Yates in a time of 36.11. Heat 2, lane 1, Emily Maguire, 2, Kimberly Cameron, 3, Madison Gurley, 4, Charlie Walsh, 5, Connie Hart, and 6, Isla Draper. Possibly lane 5, Connie Hart taking this one out, the South Ayrshire swimmer. Looks like she does have the advantage. Difficult for second place, but I think it possibly lies with lane 2's Kimberly Cameron. As the girls go into the closing stages, it will be the South Ayrshire swimmer that takes this, Connie Hart, doing so in a 33.67, ahead of Kimberly Cameron in a 35.55, and in turn Madison Gurley, 35.84. Heat 3, lane 1, Abby McMillan, 2, Sienna Melville, 3, Charlotte McGavin, 4, Lucy McLaughlin, 5, Edith Laidlaw, I beg your pardon, and 6, Neve Scott. So the girls are at the halfway mark. Really difficult to see who's got the advantage here. The girls all entered on a 34.70 through to 34.90, so on paper, nothing between these 6 girls. All going to be just, I think, possibly lies with lane 3, the lead, and it does indeed in a 34.85. That's Charlotte McGavin, Hamilton Bats, ahead of Abby McMillan in a 35.31. And the third place goes to lane 2, Sienna Melville, Sterling Swimming, in a 35.35. Heat 4, lane 1, Evie Anderson, 2, Caitlin Hamilton, empty lane 3, 4, Rachel McGavin, 5, Thea Glenn, and 6, Orlith Jeffrey. Lane 1's Evie Anderson. Looks like she has the advantage here. Encouragement there from her coach at the side of the pool. But coming up alongside her, Caitlin Hamilton, the Lanark swimmer. Going to be very tight at the end. Goes to lane 2. Caitlin Hamilton in a time of 33.93 ahead of Thea Glenn, 34.77, and Evie Anderson in third in a 34.81. Heat 5, lane 1, Sophia McGinley, 2, Anna Dunlop, 3, Kavya Shetty, 4, Cara Gumbrell, 5, Abby Henderson, and 6, Martha McEakin. Cara Gumbrell looks like she has the advantage as the girls go into the second half of this 50-meter race, ahead of lane 2's Anna Dunlop. So I think that the first place will come from, in fact, lane 2. Anna Dunlop moving through nicely. She will take this She does in a 34.13 ahead of Abby Henderson, 34.49, and Cara Grumble in third place in a 34.60. This is heat 6, empty lane 1, 2, Chloe Semple, 3, Gracie Haddo, empty lane 4, 5, Katie Towers, and 6, Coco Croxford. And it's East Kilbride's Coco Croxford who has the advantage ahead of Gracie Haddo, the South Ayrshire swimmer there in lane 3. Coco Croxford will take this one. And she does in a 31.90 ahead of Gracie Haddo in a 32.50, and in turn ahead of Chloe Semple in a 33.74. Heat 7, the final heat of this event. Lane 1, Iona Henderson. 2, Lisa McNair. 3, Ava Pettigrew. 4, Amber Hinton. 5, Leah Rafferty. And 6, Sophie Steele. And it is lane 4's Amber Hinton, the Dumfries swimmer, who has the early advantage. They are trying to come back at her. Certainly lane 2, Lisa McNair, Sterling Swimming, looking to get up and the first place here, but this will go to the Dumfries swimmer, Amber Hinton, in a time of 32.27 ahead of Sterling Swimming's Lisa McNair, 33.01, and third place goes to Rutherglen's Iona Henderson in a 33.39. So we move on to event 208, the male and open 15 and over 50-meter backstroke. This is heat 1 of 6. Lane 1, Blair Beverly and Lanark. Empty lane 2. 3, Jack Morrison, Cumbernauld. 4, Matthew Darroch, Western Bartonshire. And 5, Max Buchanan, Renfrew Baths. I think our leader comes from lane 5, Max Buchanan. He will lead the field in ahead of Matthew Darroch, I think. Yes, lanes 5, 33.53. Matthew Darroch, 34.23. And third place goes to Blair Beverly in a time of 34.61.
Heat number 2, Ali Tatab, Kyle Saunderson, Jasper Broom, Andrew Patterson, Leighton Bonner. 33 to 34 seconds, very strong start by Jasper again. He had a very good swim earlier this afternoon, and totally dominating this one. All about second place now. Andrew Patterson, Leighton Bonner in 4 and 5, vying for that. Might just be Leighton is going to take second, but no doubt Jasper wins this by well, not a mile, but a fair bit. 31.75, 34.33, Andrew Patterson, and 35.36, Kel Saunderson. Heat 3, Brian Fitzpatrick, Dean Binney, Cole Murphy, Lewis Nelson, Stephen Newstack, and Luke Glenn. Stephens off strongly in 5, also well there in 2 is Dean Binney, coming through very strongly to challenge. Cole Murphy not out of it in lane 3, Cole Murphy going well. Stephens over in 5, it's pretty tight. Might just be lane 2. Dean from Cole and Stephens. Well, it was pretty tight. 1100s. Cole Murphy just takes it from Dean Binney, Stephen Newstack. Just to let you know that the first and second heats of the girls 200 IM, heats 1 and 2 are combined, with Nina Spirit Hawthorne, who was to go in lane 2 in the second heat, now going in lane 2 in heat 3. So heats 2 and 1 combined for the 200 IM coming shortly. Chambers. In 1, Finlay Bennett, empty lane 2, Cole Ashwood, Adam Merrick, James Stewart, and Lance McMahon. Far side, James Stewart, Lance McMahon going really, really well. Also in lane 1, not out of it, is Finlay Bennett. Finlay Bennett coming through very strongly in lane 1. He's likely to take that from lane 6 and 4, Lance McMahon, Adam Merrick. That is indeed the finish order, 30.39, 30.83 and 30.94 respectively.
Heat 5, lane 1, Cameron O'Donnell, 2, Malcolm Ormrod, 3, Rory Duncan, 4, Finlay Guidici, 5, Finlay Hiddleston, and 6, Craig Shaw. The advantage lies over on the far side with Craig Shaw, the Lanark swimmer, but watch Cameron O'Donnell, the Hamilton Baths in lane 1. He's certainly going to take second place, and he does, in behind Craig Shaw. Craig Shaw's finish time, 30.05. Cameron O'Donnell, 30.64, and third place goes to lane 5, Finlay Hiddleston, in a time of 30.90. And the final heat of event 208, heat 6, lane 1, Kyle Mossman, 2, David Landman, 3, Michael Winship, 4, Luke Scott, 5, Angus Woods, and 6, Blake Herdman. Not a lot to split these boys on paper, but it looks like the advantage may well lie. Very difficult from here, possibly lane 5, the Kintyre swimmer, Angus Woods. But let's watch Kyle Mossman, and it goes indeed to the Kintyre swimmer in a time of 29.75. Second place goes to the Inverclyde swimmer, Blake Herdman, in a time of 30.12. And third place goes to City of Glasgow's Kyle Mossman. So ladies and gentlemen and swimmers, we're now moving on to event 209. As Robert announced just a few moments ago, this heat has been combined, I beg your pardon, with heat 2, with Nina Spirit Hawthorne swimming in lane 2 in what was heat 3 but will now become heat 2. So I'm looking for Rebecca Strachan, Nina Spirit Hawthorne, Anna Dunlop, Olivia Russell, Neve Quinn, and Neve Scott, all to make their way now to the marshalling area. Right. Okay, could Alex Shepherd, Cumbernauld, and Lucy McGovern, Kingston, please make their way to the top of the pool, please, because you are now in the first heat of this event 209. Following the amalgamation of heats 1 and 2. So this is event 209, and this is a combined heat 1 and 2. So in lane 1, we have Sophie McGinley, Cumbernauld. Lane 2, Emma Imrie, South Ayrshire. 3, Katie Watson, City of Glasgow. 4, Alex Shepherd, Cumbernauld. 5, Lucy McGovern, Kingston. And 6, Emma Chambers, Cumbernauld. So this is a 200 IM. So leading at the turn and the transition we have lane 1, Sophie McGinley, the 17-year-old from Cumbernauld. So Sophia entered on a 2:43.80. She was leading there as the girls have all transitioned into the backstroke. In behind her and coming up very strongly, we can now see lane 4, Alex Shepherd, also Cumbernauld, and she now has the advantage. Alex entered on a 2:43. So 2 Cumbernauld swimmers, 1 and 2. Third place going to lane 5, Lucy McGovern from Kingston. 1:16.34 as the girls transition into breaststroke for our leader there in lane 4, Alex Shepherd. So Alex Shepherd leads ahead of Sophia McGinley. 2 distinctive Cumbernauld caps leading this field in this first heat of this event this afternoon. Third place over there in lane 6, Emma Chambers, also Cumbernauld. Coming up close on Emma's shoulders, lane 5, Lucy McGovern of Kingston. Get third place at the last transition. Seeking to get back up there into the placings. So the girls have transitioned into freestyle, and it is lane 6 leading ahead of Emma Chambers, leading ahead of Alex Shepherd at the turn there. But Alex is fighting back all the way, looking to get herself back up into that lead as Emma Chambers continues to move forward. She's about body length advantage to her teammate at the moment. But here comes Alex again. This is going to be really tight at the finish. Alex is moving, challenging well, but it goes to lane 6. Emma Chambers ahead of Alex Shepherd, and in turn ahead of lane 5's Lucy McGovern. 2:45.12, 2:45.67, and 2:48.78 respectively for the 3 girls. In comes our South Ayrshire swimmer, Emma Imrie, one of our para swimmers. So Emma entered on a 3:15.56. Keep an eye on the clock for Emma. Good swimmer, 2:3:18.07 for Emma. And that finishes heat 1. So heat 3 is on the start sheets, is now heat 2.
So we now move on to the third heat. Thank you, everyone, for giving us a wee bit time to combine that. Empty lane in 1. We have Nina Spirit Hawthorne from Inverclyde, 15-year-old, goes in 2. Anna Dunlop, Dumfries in 3. Olivia Russell, Cumbernauld in 4. Niamh Quinn, Kintyre in 5. Niamh Scott, City Glasgow in lane 6. Well, the fastest on entry times, 2:40.4. Anna Dunlop, very strong start in the butterfly. Now on backstroke, we'll see if she can keep this strong start going. Already a few seconds clear of the rest of the field. Second place, Olivia Russell, Cumbernauld. Yellow cap with Kintyre's Niamh Quinn. Coming to challenge for second. A commanding lead at the moment for Anna. We'll see if things change drastically on breaststroke, but she's well clear already at halfway. 5 or 6 meters clear. So the rest are going to have some pretty useful breaststrokes. Niamh Quinn should be pretty good on her breaststroke. So halfway, 1:14.94. Well, we have a full 6-second advantage here. And the Kintyre swimmer now making a wee bit of a move. Making quite a bit of a move. She has really cut that gap down quite significantly. Olivia Russell in third place. There's not very much between the two girls now. Anna Dunlop still leads Niamh Quinn, but they're almost together. It's the free swimmer still with a little advantage. It was 6 seconds. It's just over a second. The rest of the field nowhere in real terms. Now Anna really gets to work down the freestyle section and pulls away from Niamh Quinn, that is. Finishing strongly in lane 2 is Nina Spirit Hawthorne, Inverclyde swimmer, who might manage or fancy her chances of getting third, but no doubt about the winner. Commanding victory for Dumfries's Anna Dunlop. 2:44.33. Second place, Niamh Quinn, and third place is Nina Spirit Hawthorne, Inverclyde.
So this is heat 4. And in lane 1, Abigail Fagan, Ren 96. 2, Erin Ferris, Cumbernauld. 3, Gracie Haddow, South Ayrshire. 4, Ellen White, Stirling Swimming. 5, Caitlin Morton, City of Glasgow. And an empty lane 6. Just away from the pool for a moment, I'll give you some results for the 100-metre breaststroke boys 15 years of age. Bronze medal goes to Lewis Bray, Inverclyde. Silver, Logan Moffat, Stirling Swimming. And gold, Blake Herdman, Inverclyde. 16-year-old boys. Bronze goes to Brandon Wong, Renfrew Baths. Silver, Craig Hartley, City of Glasgow. Gold, Lachlan Small, Stirling Swimming. And the 17 and over boys, 100-metre breaststroke, bronze, Ian Henderson, Lanark. Silver, Kieran Brown, City of Glasgow. Gold, Craig Shaw, Lanark. And back in the pool and transitioning into breaststroke, it is lane 2. Erin Ferris from Cumbernauld leading ahead of Ellen White from Stirling Swimming, and in turn leading ahead of Caitlin Morton. So let's see what happens. Will any of the places change with this breaststroke section? It often can. But at the moment, it remains Erin Ferris, Cumbernauld, leading the field ahead of Ellen White. And in turn, Caitlin Morton. I think that will be your 1, 2, and 3 going into the turn and into the final transition in this IM. Erin Ferris turns and heads for home now. So too has Ellen White. And Caitlin Morton. All girls now have turned. There's no change, but coming up really nicely up alongside the Cumbernauld swimmer is Ellen White from Stirling Swimming. She's really having a go in the closing meters here. It is still Erin Ferris, and she will hold this and take this heat this afternoon, doing so in a time of 2:35.26. Good swim there by Ellen White, 2:36.63 in the closing stages, trying to get closer there to the lead position. And third place goes to lane 5, Caitlin Morton, in a 2:44.19.
Heat 5, Daisy Gildee 1, Emily Dickens 2, Thea Glenn 3, all City of Glasgow. Emma Binney, Inverclyde 4, Gina Wren, City Glasgow 5, Cara White, Wren 96, in lane 6. Times in this, 2:36s and 2:37s. Bronze in the 50 girls back. South Ayrshire's Connie Hart, our teammate Gracie Handel takes silver. Gold to Dumfries's Amber Hinton. 16-year-olds Anna Dunlop, Dumfries bronze. Chloe Semple, Rutherglen silver. Stirling Swimming's Lisa McDare takes gold. 33-36 after the butterfly section. It's all pretty tight at the moment. The whole field all well there in the backstroke. 17 and overs, Sophie Steele, South Ayrshire, bronze. Iona Henderson, Rutherglen, silver. East Kilbride's Coco Coxford takes gold. For the boys, 15-year-olds, West Dee's Lance McMahon, bronze. Silver, Inverclyde's Blake Herdman, and Angus Wood's Kintar takes the gold. Reaching halfway, and it's a City Glasgow 1, 2, 3. Lane 5, Gina Wren. Just shades Emily Dickens and Thea Glenn. Breaststroke might change things though. 16-year-old boys backstroke, bronze to Hamilton's Cameron O'Donnell, silver to Rutherglen's Finlay Bennett, Kelmosman City Glasgow gold. 17 plus City Glasgow Michael Winship, bronze, silver Luke Scott Dumfries, gold to Craig Shaw Lanark. Well, it's all tightening up. Lane 6. Cara White, Wren 96. Emma Binney from Inverclyde. Those two really coming through extremely strongly. The breaststroke section, lane 6 and 4. Looks as though those two now take it up. It's who's got the strongest freestyle at the moment. Advantage over in lane 6. Cara White. Emma Binney still well there in 4. Two City Glasgow swimmers, Emily Dickens, Daisy Gaudet with a lot to do. It's very tight in the final 20. Emma Binney flying. It's Emma Binney from Inverclyde. She gets up to take this one from Cara White. Emma Binney, Inverclyde. Wren 96's Cara White takes second. Lane 2. Emily Dickens, City Glasgow third. Winning time, 2:37.31. 2:38.62 for Cara. Very close to their entry times. As was Emily Dickens, 2:40.99.
And this is heat 6, lane 1. Molly Irvin Watson, Dumfries 2. Anna Trichenko, City of Glasgow 3. Sophie Steele, South Ayrshire 4. Lucy Hunter, Hamilton Baths 5. Connie Hart, South Ayrshire, and 6. Chloe Semple, Rutherglen. Looks like possibly the advantage lines with lane 1 as we go into the first turn. No, in fact, lane 3. Lane 3, Sophie Steele, South Ayrshire, leading ahead of Dumfries' Molly Irvin Watson, and in turn ahead of Hamilton Bath's Lucy Hunter. The girls have transitioned into the backstroke, and it remains the advantage with Sophie Steele of South Ayrshire. Coming up alongside her is Hamilton Bath's Lucy Hunter. Third place, I think, is probably lane 6, Chloe Semple of Rutherglen, having the advantage over Connie Hart. But it is Sophie Steele who will take the field into the turn at the halfway mark, transitioning into breaststroke just ahead of Lucy Hunter, 1:12.88, 1:13.76 for the two girls in first and second place. Third place is indeed with Chloe Semple of Rutherglen. So what will happen with this breaststroke? Sophie looks very comfortable out there in lead. She will be aware of the challenge on her left-hand side coming from Lucy Hunter. Third place still lies with Chloe Semple there in lane 6. So the girls go into the final turn, transition into freestyle, and it is South Ayrshire's Sophie Steele leading ahead of Hamilton Bath's Lucy Hunter, and in turn, Rutherglen's Chloe Semple, Sophie Steele, motoring through these final meters. She'll be doing everything she can to keep Lucy Hunter at bay. Lucy's on her toes, but I think this will remain with Sophie. Lucy's coming up within half a body length, but it's Sophie's holding her off. And this one goes to South Ayrshire's Sophie Steele in a time of 2:33.39, ahead of Hamilton Bath's Lucy Hunter in a 2:34.22. And third place goes to Chloe Semple from Rutherglen in a 2:38.05.
Well, this is heat 7. Just 2 girls going this one. Sorry, folks, but that's the way it is. In lane 2, Ella Cunningham, City Glasgow. Her teammate, Abigail Crawford, goes in lane 5. So we've empty lanes in 1, 3, 4, and 6. Abigail Crawford, useful butterfly swimmer, off nice and strongly, 3.5 seconds clear. Ella Cunningham. Both these girls are 16. So technically, medals are very much up for grabs for these girls. Abigail Crawford still has a nice advantage coming towards the halfway mark. Both the girls' entry times are 2:29, Ella 0.67. Abigail 0.80, so on paper it should be pretty close at the moment. Big advantage that Abigail still has. It's increased a fraction over 4 seconds, but we'll see if Ella can come back on the breaststroke. She's got a lot to do, not really making much inroads so far. We've gone 25 meters and that gap still, if anything, might actually be increasing. So this looks good for Abigail. She's got about 15 to go on the breaststroke for the final transition onto freestyle. So coming down 1:54.03. So a reasonable finish of around 35, 36 seconds. I'll bring it in pretty close to the 2:30 mark. 2:37. A long way back, our teammate Ella Cunningham. So give you plenty of encouragement to Abigail, see if she can get close to that 2:30 mark inside the final 10 meters. It's going to be pretty close to 2:30. A very decent swim, having to do it all very much on her own. Well done, 2:30.48. Really good swim from Abigail. Ella Cunningham, her time 2:38.53.
This is the final event of session 2, and we have 5 heats of the Male and Open 15 and over 200 meter IM. This is heat 1. Lane 1, Nicodemus Mulman, City of Glasgow. We have empty lanes 2 and 3. 4, Murray Johnson, Ren 96. 5, Scott Watson, East Kilbride. 6, Finley Morris, Inverclyde. So all 15 years of age with entry times from, let's see, 2:34 through to 2:36. So not a lot on paper between the boys, but leading at the early stages and the first transition. Lane 5's Scott Watson. Scott Watson, East Kilbride swimmer, entered on a 2:35, leads ahead of Ren 96, Murray Johnson, in turn leading ahead of Finley Morris from Inverclyde. But it is the Ren 96 swimmer, Murray Johnson, who will lead the field into the turn at the halfway mark, and they transition into a breaststroke. So Murray Johnson ahead of Scott Watson, and good turn there for Nicodemus Mulmans up into third place, just ahead of Finley Morris over there in lane 6, who may now have regained the advantage, I think. Difficult from the angle at which I'm at. So Murray Johnson entered on a 2:34. Former member of the Junior Academy here in the West District. And Murray will lead the field into the final turn and then transition into freestyle. 1:59.46 for Murray there, 2:01.09 for Scott Watson, and 2:01.43 for Finley Morris. Back up to third place. Finley's certainly coming up alongside Scott Watson. Murray is doing all he can to stay where he is, right out in front, but it is a battle for second place going on between lanes 5 and 6. The East Kilbride swimmer has now regained the advantage as in to finish his race, Murray Johnson, Ren 96, in a time of 2:35.21, finishing ahead of East Kilbride Scott Watson in a 2:37.09, and in turn Inverclyde's Finley Morris in a 2:37.47.
Second heat, Luke Watling-Smith, West D in 1, empty lanes, again in 2 and 3. 4 is Kaelin Cardy, Stirling Swimming. 5, Lewis Spray, Inverclyde. 6, Jay McKinnon from West D. Low 230s here, 231 to 233.80. That's fairly level start for all the guys on the butterfly, lanes 4, 5 and 6. Just shading lane 1, 31.98 through to 33.42. So second and a half on the butterfly. So as we come down halfway down the backstroke, Jay McKinnon perhaps just shades Kaelin Cardy from Stirling Swimming. And a little between the two lads. Between them is Lewis Spray, Inverclyde. They're clear of the other Western Bartonshire swimmer, Luke Watling-Smith, who's a fair way back in lane 1. So 1:13.90, 1:14.13, Kaelin and Jay, with Lewis a couple of seconds further back. And on the breaststroke section, just pulling away a wee bit, is Kaelin. The Stirling boy just extending that advantage. Jay and Lewis, a little between the two. Jay possibly about half a body length ahead in second. Luke's trying to get back on terms, but he's still got a long way to make up on the other swimmers. There's really good breaststroke section for Kaelin. Virtually guaranteed him this heat. It's out the turn. Advantage by 3.5 seconds. And certainly Kaelin's not going to give this one up. Jay at the moment still favourite for second. Lewis Bray is doing his best to try and claw that back. Kaelin Cardy looking good to take this by 4 or 5 metres or more. Jay McKinnon just doing enough, I think, to get second, but Kaelin takes that. 2:33.15, just over his entry time. Jay takes second, 2:37.04, roughly half a second ahead, 2:37.53. Lewis Bray.
This is Heat 3, Lane 1, Angus Woods, Kintyre. 2, Oliver Jones, Inverclyde. His teammate Clark Malkin-Gill swims in Lane 3. 4, Adam Merrick, Cumbernauld. 5, Brodie Lydon, the City of Glasgow. And 6, Callan Forsyth, South Ayrshire. So we've got 15 and 16-year-olds swimming in this particular heat. Entry times all around the 2:28, 2:29. So let's see. So going into the first transition, it is Lane 4, Adam Merrick, Cumbernauld swimmer, leading ahead of Oliver Jones and in turn Brodie Lydon. So we're on to the backstroke now. Can this change that order? The advantage continues to lie with Adam Merrick, the Cumbernauld swimmer there in Lane 4, ahead of Callan Forsyth over in Lane 6. Up into third place, possibly Lane 1's Angus Woods, the Kintyre swimmer. Indeed he is, as the boys go into the turn. In fact, Angus Woods now up into second, in behind Adam Merrick, and ahead of Lane 6, Callan Forsyth, as Angus Woods moves up into lead the field, gaining the advantage over Adam Merrick, who led for the first half of this race. The Kintyre swimmer who has this as they move up to the final turn in this 200 IM for the boys this afternoon. So Angus Woods leading ahead of Adam Merrick, but also swimming really nicely and coming up alongside Oliver Jones and Brodie Lydon. See, certainly for second place, let's have a look. 1:53.06 for Angus Woods, and it's Lane 5. Brodie Lydon up into second. Oliver Jones in third. Into the freestyle, and Angus Woods leading ahead of Oliver Jones, Brodie Lydon. Angus Woods just needs to keep this going and he'll take this, but there is a battle going on for second place, and I think the advantage for that now lies with Lane 2, Oliver Jones. It does indeed, as he takes that ahead of City of Glasgow's Brodie Lydon in finishing in third. 2:26.68 for the Kintyre swimmer, 2:29.05 for Oliver Jones, and 2:29.69 for Brodie Lydon.
So the fourth of the 5 heats. 1, Cole Murphy, City Glasgow. Logan Muffet, Stirling Swimming in 2. Kyle Connolly, East Kilbride 3. Daniel Henry, City Glasgow 4. Cameron O'Donnell, Hamilton Bass in 5. Finlay Cunningham, Red 96 in Lane 6. Now going well in 4, 6 and 1. That was Lane 4. 30.78, Daniel Henry. Just shades Cameron O'Donnell on the backstroke section. All well there, Cole Murphy. The two City Glasgow lads, Cole Murphy, Daniel Henry. 1 and 2 at the moment. Cameron O'Donnell from Hamilton Baths. Well in touch in third place. Cole Murphy just touches in the lead. 108.53 at halfway. Breaststroke section. The key part coming through strongly in lane 3. Kel Connolly to try and get into the mix. At the moment, Cole Murphy and Daniel Henry still well there. Cameron O'Donnell in 5. Not making any significant move yet. At the moment, lane 1, Cole Murphy looks the strong fancy. Daniel Henry, Cameron O'Donnell, no real change there. Very good breaststroke in lane 3 from Kel Connolly. At the moment, it's the two City Glasgow boys well to the fore here. Cole Murphy has got this one well wrapped up. Daniel Henry looks probably favourite for second. Cameron O'Donnell finishing very strongly in lane 5. Cole Murphy takes that. Cameron O'Donnell, I think, will get second place. He does indeed by 800s, 227.88 and 227.96 for Daniel Henry.
And this is Heat 5, the final heat and the final event of the afternoon, 2-1-0. So lane 1, Luke Scott of Dumfries. 2, Matthew Martin, University of Stirling, empty lane 3. 4, Ethan Collins, Stirling Swimming. 5, Blake Herdman, Inverclyde. And 6, David Landman, City of Glasgow. And it is Matthew Martin, the University of Stirling, I think, who has the advantage. He does. 28.40 going into the turn ahead of Ethan Collins from Stirling Collins, I beg your pardon, in a 28.59, and in turn they lead Blake Herdman in Inverclyde. So into the backstroke, and it is lane 4, Ethan Collins, Stirling Swimming, who has now taken this on. He's leading ahead of Blake Herdman, Matthew Martin, but coming up into third, possibly David Landman, maybe not, going into this turn here at the halfway mark. It's Ethan Collins leading ahead of Blake Herdman. Good turn there by Matthew Martin, back up into second place. In behind Ethan Collins. Third place, I think, lies with Blake Herdman at the moment. Coming up alongside him, we have City of Glasgow's David Landman, as Ethan Collins continues to show his dominance in the pool, as we've seen earlier on in the afternoon and during the day. He goes into the final turn ahead of University of Stirling's Matthew Martin. 145.90 for Ethan there. Turning almost together. Lanes 5, lanes 2. Blake Herdman, Matthew Martin, 150.34, 150.85. So who has got the faster freestyle stroke? Looks like at the moment the advantage lies with the 15-year-old from Inverclyde, Blake Herdman. But there's no doubt who's going to take this, and it is from Stirling Swimming, Ethan Collins, as he comes in to finish. A time of 2:19.25. Second place goes to Blake Herdman Inverclyde in a 2:22.60. And third place goes to the University of Stirling's Matthew Martin in a time of 2:24:05. Ladies and gentlemen, swimmers, that finishes the racing for this afternoon. Here is session 2 and the long course championships this weekend. Thank you very much to everybody joining us on live stream. We are back here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock for session 3, warm-up starting at 8:15. Huge thank you to all our swimmers and their support staff, to all our spectators on live stream, and those of you joining us in the venue. Massive thank you to all of our volunteers, both from technical officials to behind the scenes, without whom this afternoon's session could not have run. Fancy getting involved in that? Don't hesitate to speak to somebody and get yourself signed up. Thank you.